Yeah?
More
Are we
ready.
ready?
We're ready. We are ready. All right.
Are you ready? Is your dog ready?
My dog is ready. She had to get well groomed. You can see her in the back right there. Look how fluffy she is.
She's all tired from getting groomed, man.
Yeah. So we gotta do like the gland stuff too. It's weird. So I don't know what that's like.
Don't talk to me about the gland stuff,
You didn't,
man.
you didn't have to say that.
All right,
It's
all right,
fine.
all right. Welcome everybody. This is episode 27 of A Side of Tilt, and I am your host Matt. I am with Tran and Ray, and we are also with the North American Legends of Runeterra Grand Champion Erigby. How's it going, man?
Great. Yeah.
Awesome.
I still feel amazing. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
of course.
Thanks for joining us.
So, how does it feel to be the grand champion of the latest seasonal tournament for the Americas region?
It feels really incredible. I've been like playing card games for a really long time, and that's probably like it's definitely the best win I've ever had.
Oh,
Definitely
awesome.
in terms of like monetary value.
Yeah. Is this the biggest tournament you've won per se?
I'd say so. I've done well in a couple of like national champs for card games, but never for Magic, but never won them. And I did win a PTQ, but I think the seasonals is it's way better, bigger prize for sure. So yeah.
Nice.
Very good. And then this automatically qualifies you for the World Championship that's set in, I think, September, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's really nice.
Exciting.
And that's a
Yeah.
$200,000
That's
grand
great,
prize.
man.
So
Yeah, that's a ridiculous amount of money.
yeah,
It is.
for playing a card game, that's legit.
Yeah.
So
That's hard work, man. You gotta get in there.
Yeah. I mean, so what kind of is your preparation going into these card games? You know, do you try to come up with like newer decks, or do you try to stay with the typical, more common decks that you see throughout the tournament?
More meta decks.
So yeah, no, I stay away from the meta decks. Meta
Okay.
decks are they're being targeted a lot. I also go with comfort picks. So
Right.
like TLC, Thresh Nasus, those were the two meta decks. If I felt like really confident with a meta deck, like I was winning a lot with them on ladder, I'd play them, but I wasn't. So I ended up playing what I would say are like tier 2 or tier 1.5 decks that my preparation was just playing on ladder. Yeah, those were decks that had really good win rates with them in Masters. And then I also thought a little bit about what my matchups were like versus TLC and Thresh Nasus, and that's I think what everyone should be expecting. I think it's impossible to have a deck that does really well against both. So it's like, okay, well, I hate playing against TLC. I'll
yeah,
ban
TLC
that
is
every
so
time.
just toxic. I hate that deck.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's just like it's really hard to interact with it, and you're on a clock.
Yeah.
So unless you're playing like, I think the only thing that does really well against it are rally type decks
Mhm.
because it can't deal with attacks turn after turn after turn.
Yeah, like
So,
super
anyway,
aggro rally. Yeah,
yeah, even super aggro, like it can deal like it has so
because of
many like
avalanche.
avalanches and things that do like withering whale. So you have to have like sizable body allies as well. So yeah, my plan was just make sure my lineup is decent versus Thresh Nasus, and that's kind of what I targeted.
Yeah, and then because you won the last game with a Vi Zoe deck, which most people wouldn't consider meta. Like I never really see that unless I know like Mogwai had a Thresh. It was not Thresh, sorry, Zoe Victor Vi deck, but you took out the Victor and just went Vi Zoe and had a lot of Target has so many like utilities that it's such a strong region.
Yeah, it's such a cool deck. It's really flexible. I actually played the Victor version on ladder first. Victor's a lot of fun, but like once you play with him enough, you kind of realize he's really clunky. He
Right.
requires you to spend a lot of mana, and then you don't have a lot of. You'd have zero control as to like what augments he's going to get. And I
Right.
think it was like Rubens was the one who kind of invented Zoe Vi, and so I saw a few lists floating around, and found one I liked and kind of tweaked it for the tournament.
Yeah, and then I think I was watching you play the other day, and you were playing a little bit of that still to kind of help climb ladder right now, right?
Yep, I've been playing it on ladder. Last night I was actually playing in Fight Night, so I won that with Vi,
Oh, nice.
Zoe, and Deacon.
Well, very nice. So,
So
what do
there,
you think of the current expansion in meta right now? I know it's tough to say what the meta is right now because everything's just come out, but I know that a lot of people are saying Malphite's pretty underwhelming, and I've seen a lot of it's just a lot of Aurelia decks right now. Aurelia Azir, Aurelia Misfortune too, which I think is a lesser version. How do you feel about those?
So yeah, Malphite is hot garbage. Uh, like I've tried to play a few decks with him. He's just not competitive at all. I wouldn't craft him. I would even expect him to get buffed in the next patch because he's like Talia level bad. Um, Eileen's kind of interesting. So the metagame right now is it's super aggro.
Hmm.
And I love super aggro metagames.
Oh
I
wow.
think I don't like playing aggro, but I think it's really fun and I think it's healthy for the game.
Okay.
Aggro metagames, you have quicker games.
Yeah, that's
Um,
for.
they also
Mhm.
they also like encourage more people to play. Like it's fun to play aggro on aggro. It's not fun to play a control versus control.
Yeah, those
And
games
I
can
find
be
like
so long.
yeah, no, and they're just like exhausting to play, like win or lose. I know some people do like those. I'm not a fan. I don't mind losing turn 5, getting blown out. Like, cool, I'll just
Play another game.
yeah, exactly. And I also think like there's a lot of tools in the game to beat aggro. It's not unbeatable, but it's pretty interesting. There's so many different aggro decks that I think are viable. It's pretty hard to come up with a strategy that counters all of them pretty consistently.
Yeah, I think right now what I'm seeing because I'm playing the just Azir Noxus aggro deck, and that's been helping out a lot. Because whenever I play with the Aurelia, Blade Dance kind of format, it's like constant it's strong when you're not playing against someone who hard counters you, but you'll go against like a Fiora deck or SI, and you're just blown out because you can't
Yeah,
do anything. Especially with Fiora, you're like, well, there's a Fiora now, so I can't Blade Dance, and I can't do the one thing my deck's supposed to be. So you're just like, I guess I'll just lose. Feels good. So I think people were when it first came out were saying it's gonna be like way too strong, needs to get nerfed. But like I think when something has such a hard counter like that, like Withering Whale or anything that SI has, I mean, I don't think it's too crazy, but it's definitely fun to play.
yeah, yeah. I 100% agree. I don't think Aurelia needs any nerfs as is. People are just playing it because she's a new and
Hmm.
strong deck, and like it's a card game. People want to play new decks, so
Yeah.
let them have fun. And the metagame has adapted to her a lot already, and I do agree. I think Azir Darius is a great deck to climb on right now. That's going to do well against some of the other decks. The other thing I think about Aurelia, that deck has weaknesses.
Hmm.
It doesn't play defense very well. There's a couple cards if you can deal with them, like Marshall. Give a silence, like 1 mana silence on him. That shuts down the deck quite a bit.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's not like TF is level.
Just toxicity.
Uh,
That was the
yeah,
issue with when Shreema first, and that's how I kind of feel it's not as bad as now, but when the Shreema expansion came out, it was hardcore just like no, it was like cool at first, then you're like, oh, but all the Targon decks like the Aphelios and TF Fizz are way better, and everyone just kept playing that. Like you didn't even see Shreema when you were doing like ladder and stuff like that, and then they really nerfed Aphelios, and now I don't ever see Aphelios. But then it brought Shreema out, so guess that's an okay thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oregon it'll probably always be a really powerful region. It does so much unless the Riot decides to nerf a lot of cards in there. But yeah, seeing the Shurima expansion like expand and have more options, it's gotten a lot better. And I'm sure the next expansion will make it even more competitive. But it has a lot of great aggro strategies right now.
Yeah. Will the next expansion be out before the World Championship?
So I think that there's an expansion like every 2 months. So
Yeah.
the next one should be June. I don't know if the World Championship will be before or after the first set, the next 3 expansions. I would imagine they would want to do Worlds before, but I'm
Yeah.
not too sure what the schedule is like for that.
Right, because they haven't really released that. We just know that the next champs will be for sure Echo and Pike, and then
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what else it would be.
Yeah, Echo, Pike, and the other one will be the Shurima champ. But I have no idea.
Yeah, that'd be good. Maybe is Cassiopeia? Is she Shurima? Because
Shurima?
she's big time in the
Uh,
lore of it, but I think she might be Noxus though. But I'm not 100%
yeah, no,
certain.
I'm pretty sure she's Noxus.
Yeah. Oh, Zareth.
And
He might be the guy.
yeah, Xerath. He's like, if you've ever played like League of Legends, they had a
Yeah.
mode where it was like, yeah, Xerath doing crazy things. He's like a god in
Yeah.
Shurima, I think. So that's a cool way to end the expansion.
That would be cool. No, I'm super excited for everything. So what do you think is currently the best new deck in the expansion?
I mean, it's definitely between Azir Aurelia and Azir Darius. The only like new card in Azir Darius is Merciless Hunter. So like, yeah,
Yeah.
Aurelia is definitely the best new deck. That's like a really fresh new strategy
Right.
in the expansion. Um, I don't know if it's tier 1 deck, maybe like tier 2, tier 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a fun deck. It's a really cool deck.
Yeah, it's fun to play against it too because it's like all out attacks. Like you'll attack
Yeah.
like 4 times in a turn, and then it's not your
Oh,
turn, and then they attack 2 more times, and you're like, "Yo, what is going on right now?"
Yeah, there was one game I had last night where my opponent just played like 4 or 5 blades, and I was just like, okay, it's my turn now, right? Like, no, they hadn't actually used their actual attack token yet.
Yeah, it is. But it's still fun because it's not like you're getting obliterated. It's just like, great, I'm getting attacked by 3/1/1s again. And then
Yeah.
that's what so I've been playing the MF version of it, and I don't know if it's a strong, but it's fun because you level up MF so fast, and it makes me wish she had her overwhelmed still because then I think that deck would be busted because she'd be super powerful with the overwhelm. But it's a lot of fun. I'm liking the expansion right now. I think it's quite entertaining. I wish
Yeah,
Malphite. Oh, go on.
yeah, anything that spices up the metagame is great. And yeah, what you're saying about Malphite.
Yeah, I wish Malphite was better because when I first saw his like reveal, I was like, "Oh man, like this guy's gonna be really good." I like the stun and all that stuff, and then you realize he's just like super slow, and then to play all that mana and landscapes or landmarks, it's just kind of not. It doesn't help you out really.
Yeah,
I think that
landmarks are not good enough yet.
yeah, landmarks are pretty. I think the game is going really landmark based right now with certain regions, and most landmarks are very underwhelming. Like other than
Yeah,
like
like
Preservarium, which like you get to draw a card, which is nice, and then Time Bomb is cool with Zillion. There's some cool Zillion decks out there, but overall, most of the landmarks are like meh. Like I don't really need this in my deck.
there's like an inherent issue with landmarks in that, especially with the ones that count down. If you draw them on curve, and you have the cards to go with them, they're fine. They're kind of balanced for that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that you're drawing new cards every turn. Games rarely go ideal. You know, if you top deck a landmark that has like countdown 4 midway through the game when like you can't play it anymore,
Yeah, it feels
it's a
bad.
dead card.
Hmm.
So you're at a huge deck building disadvantage playing a lot of landmarks as well. It's just a lot of landmarks don't have any impact on the game the turn you play them.
Right. So, what is your current goal right now then? So, you just won the tournament, World Championships. Is that kind of it? And just kind of flesh out your gameplay and maybe win a couple more things before then? Or
Yeah, no, I've so my current goals, I've always wanted to stream, so I've started streaming. That seemed like the perfect time to start.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've been streaming weeknights and trying to grow that.
Okay.
And I can kind of double whammy and do some testing for worlds on there. I think it's too early to test
Right. Because
worlds.
that's
We'll
not till
have to wait.
September.
Yeah.
There's going to be a
Yeah.
lot of nerfs and buffs and new cards by then. But
Yeah, but it's like it's a good time to just like keep playing ladder. I like playing expeditions as well, so I'll probably play a lot of those on my stream. But yeah, right now the focus is just grow the stream.
what did you start streaming?
Sorry, when?
When? Yeah.
Yeah, when? The Monday after the
Nice, nice.
after I won.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. So,
And you stream on Twitch?
Yeah, Twitch.
Okay.
It's Erigby.
okay, perfect. And then, yeah, I've watched a couple. So because you just started, but I mean, you, I guess, blew up pretty fast just because of that tournament then, huh?
Yeah,
I guess faster
that,
than your average streamer who starts out.
Yeah, definitely. So, again, use that to my advantage. I've been, participating in whatever I can. So, like Fight Night last night, and just even posting things on Reddit, just to try and advertise and grow the stream. But yeah, I think it's been a very successful start.
Okay. And are you doing anything on YouTube currently, or?
I posted like one thing on YouTube. It's very it's just not edited at all. So I did like I learned LOR playing Expedition. So I did like just an impromptu tier list of all the champions for Expedition. So
Okay.
I posted that there.
Nice.
But yeah, I have to think about what other content that I might want to post on there.
Okay.
Because that video is like it's an hour long. I know YouTube, you want to like
Quick
keep
bites.
things to
Yeah.
10-minute maximum, or even like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Unless you're like, I know like Mogwai's videos can be quite long, but he's developed this like I make these big decks and you hear all these things. But like Swimstrom, who's also a big YouTuber, he does like quick you know like a clickbait kind of title. Here's this funny little meme picture, and then one quick game real quick, and that's it. And that seems to be a lot more digestible for most people, and most of the, especially card games, most people don't want to sit down and watch like 5 games straight of a card game.
Yeah,
So
yeah, maybe like I could probably even do some like deck reviews.
that'd be
Yeah.
good.
That'd be good.
Yeah, some of the decks that I've been
Yeah,
playing on ladder.
dude, perfect clickbait. World champion, future world champion reviews decks. Super nice.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, I would. I'd be like, oh shit, let's do
This
this.
guy's a world champion, man. Let me
Let's do it.
do it. I know
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
Um,
I'm writing this down.
perfect.
So as far as the streaming goes, how are you liking that so far?
It's a lot of fun. It definitely, it takes out a lot more energy out of you than I thought it would, especially like I'm doing it at the end of like a 9-hour workday.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think if that's like the focus of what you're doing during the day, it's a lot more fun. You have a lot more energy for it. But at the same time, like interacting with people, that's super fun.
Mm-hmm.
I work a lot in software and I do a lot of training there. So it's kind of similar where, you're not training someone, but they're asking a lot of questions and your opinions, and that part I love, and like it's cool just to like sit down and share something you're passionate about with the world. Because I've played games since I was a little kid, but no one's ever really wanted to listen to me before. I just hated
I get that. Yeah.
the games I play. Yeah, so it's cool to have an audience for that.
Yeah, that's super awesome. And yeah, I watch your streams. They're pretty enjoyable. You're quite engaging. Especially with some of your knowledge base. Anytime someone asks a question, you're right on top of it, easy to answer it, and hopefully your stream blows up, man. That'd be super
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah,
So just keep doing
thanks.
whatever you're doing. So, and so you stated in your bio in your stream that you've been playing CCG since 1995, right?
Yeah,
What's your first
yeah,
card game or trading card game, I guess, you played?
yeah. It was Magic: The Gathering,
Okay,
and that
classic.
I still dabble in it, but yeah, it's a great game.
Is that the
Would
only?
you say that?
Oh, go on, Ray.
Would you say that's your favorite card game, or do you have a favorite card game most enjoyable to play?
Most enjoyable is Legends of Runeterra by far. Like I
Okay.
definitely have way more experience with Magic: The Gathering, but I think ever I played Hearthstone a lot too. As soon as I discovered that, you know, if you know a lot about Magic, you have to play like land every turn,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
that mechanic,
Slower.
I think it's archaic.
Mhm.
It just and it makes the game not fun to play. You win and lose a lot of games based on did you draw lands, did your opponents not draw on lands, did you like miss your land drop, and it's not fun, it's not skill intensive. It'll always be a part of that game. So that's probably the biggest reason why I probably won't play that game much anymore.
That's fair. Yeah, I think Runeterra has a great pace to it and a lot of thinking into it as well. Probably why I'm so bad because I have to think so much when I'm playing it. But it's definitely really fun. And I've played lots of card games. I mean, I played Pokemon when I was a kid, and Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I definitely played Magic a lot. I have tons of cards. Never like did tournaments or anything like that, so definitely probably not nearly as experienced as you were. But and then I played Hearthstone too, which was my first like really getting into the grind of playing a
Yeah.
card game. Did you ever play Hearthstone?
Yeah, I played Hearthstone for like a good solid 4 years.
Okay.
And I fell in love with that game when I discovered it. It's good. Legends of Runeterra it does like everything Hearthstone does, but it just adds a lot of really interesting layers to it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Riot has a habit of taking what Blizzard does, makes it better.
or
Unfortunately,
I'm waiting for that MMO.
oh
we
yeah,
all are.
dude, we
We can
all are,
all
man. Yeah,
not.
everything they touch just turns into gold so far. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx them, but everything's so good, and I can't hate on as much as maybe people want to, but they're doing making great games.
Yep.
So, what are you a big MMO guy, or are you just kind of pumped for just Riot games?
No, like I'm pumped for Riot games. The only one I don't play is Valorant. I don't really like first-person shooters.
That's
I actually don't.
it's a very niche part of the community, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually don't like MMOs. I've tried a few. Like I probably played World of Warcraft for 5 hours and I didn't get hooked. A friend tried to hook me into it. I
Uh,
played like Final
Same.
Fantasy
14 or 11?
14 for about a month.
Okay.
But I think like Riot is aware of boring parts of MMOs, so I'm excited what they can do to innovate there.
Yeah, I'm super pumped up for whatever
Yeah.
they can do. You're one of the lucky ones that doesn't get super addicted to MMOs because I first played World of
Rest of us,
Warcraft,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
I might as well just been injecting crack into my veins because I couldn't stop. I was super young back then too, but everyone like I won't play World of Warcraft for a while, and then like usually
expansion comes out.
Anthony will be like, "Yo, expansion, we're all gonna play together." I'm like, we'll see, and I'll download it, and I'm like glued to it, and then You know,
Yeah.
then my wife wants to break up with me because I'm more obsessed with my game than her. So it's good times. And then I gotta like slowly like pace away from it.
Wean yourself out of it.
Yeah, you gotta wean yourself off.
You can't just go cold turkey on an MMO, you know.
No. It hurts your brain, man. So, but that's good. I wish I didn't get addicted to MMOs like that. So, well, I mean, I'm super pumped up to see what happens in the future for you. I'm gonna be super excited. It was very fun watching your progress in the tournament. You know, do you have any other final thoughts or anything like that to say about, you know, what is you're planning on doing and goals and things like that, or, you know, future decks you might be doing?
Yeah, so check out the stream. I'm gonna, now that like fight night is over, I mean, I do have another one next week. I want to start playing some of the newer decks to see if any of them click with me. So I'll be experimenting a little bit more. I'll definitely be playing some aggro decks. So if you're into those, want to learn a little bit, come check out my stream.
And what's your stream handle? Where can we find you at Twitch and YouTube?
It's Twitch TV/Erigby.
That's Erigby, right? Okay.
Erigby, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my Twitter is at Erigby_LOR.
Okay. And then your YouTube? You're good, man.
Let me open it up real quick.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm excited. I'm gonna keep watching your streams on Twitch, and you know, I'll follow you on or subscribe to you on YouTube, and can't wait to see all the content you come out.
Yeah, my YouTube is just Erigby.
Perfect. Where'd you come up with the name Erigby?
It's from a Beatles song called Eleanor Rigby.
Oh, clever. I didn't even
Nice.
think about that. Yeah, I love the
Yeah.
Beatles. Well, sweet, man. Well, it was great getting to like learn about you and get to know you some more, and super excited for everything to come for you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right,
Thanks for
man.
having me, guys.
Yeah, of course. We'll take